Cancer, hey, good to see you. We are here to get you a little love read and to see who is feeling you at this time. This is for any significant Cancer placement, or if you happen to have a prominent placement in the fourth house. Likewise, if you are a Capricorn rising, that makes you a Cancer descendant, and you will likely find resonance with this read. Your descendant sign is super important when it comes to love reads. So let's just dive in. We're going to begin first by getting a baseline of your energy, Cancer, and just see who's feeling you, who is interested in you, Cancer. What's going on in the love department for Cancer spirit? All right. Okay, so we have a King of Swords here. You could be dealing with an air sign energy, an Aquarius, a Gemini, a Libra. I also feel like you've been weighing things up in the South Node quite a bit. Maybe you've been reviewing some of your past relationships. You could have been reviewing matters with a particular ex, okay? Something that you had cut off. You maybe made a real clear-cut decision not too long ago in a love relationship. You drew a line under the past, under the love story of the past. Maybe you've even kind of, put a lid on your emotions in this regard. You had to kind of contain your emotions to a certain extent and really dive into what you were feeling in a relationship. Maybe you felt like stuff was going on beneath the surface, and what you were seeing is not really what you were getting there. You might have been picking up a lot intuitively in this connection. And even though maybe the right words were being said, there was something here that you just knew there was a deeper undercurrent running there. Okay, I see you really strong in your energy here, Cancer, which is good. I think you're trusting your intuition in matters of the heart. All right. And this is in relation to quite a significant love relationship here. This is a soulmate. I think this particular soulmate really taught you a lot. I think you've been through a really deep healing process in this situation. I also see there's something that you rose above that maybe at one point held you down in the past. It could have been this person held you down in the past. Let's get some information here and see what is coming in for you now, Cancer. What's coming in for Cancer in the area of love and romance? Woo, all right. Well, we got a real strong action about to come in here, okay? This is associated with the fall season, all right? So this might not be upon you yet. You might be sensing it, okay? Maybe you feel a certain somebody coming in. You might have been sort of like wrapping things up in your old love story, the way things have gone, reviewing your past relationships. I mean, a lot of people are going through that with Pluto retrograde. We got a lot of action going on right now in the area of communication too. Just with what we got going down with Jupiter in Gemini, that's going to be with us for a whole year. And simultaneously, there's also going to be some interesting action with Venus coming in here as well. I do feel like there's something you've been reviewing here, okay? Something you've been closing up. You've been wanting to get to the other side of it. And I do feel like you are getting to the other side of this. You may have been processing something around a Taurus, a Leo, an Aquarius came in pretty strongly, or a Scorpio. I do feel like you're getting to the other side of this. There is an old cycle you're wrapping up here. You did dive really deep into the shadow to process some pain, maybe work through some abandonment issues as well. This could be stuff that goes all the way back to your childhood, but I feel like you're really casting off the shadow here, and it's what's going to allow that sun to peek through. I do feel like the light is starting to build in your life. It's like warming you up. And it's interesting because it looks like there's somebody here on the other side of the equation. So I think there might be somebody really coming in for you sometime around Leo season. You could be a Cancer Leo cusper. You could be dealing with a Leo that wants to come in here. All right. And this thing may take you by surprise, but I feel like this is like your match, okay? Because we had Queen of Cups to King of Cups there. All right, this looks good. And in fact, this might be something that sort of takes you by storm, I have to say, with the Knight of Swords here. This is like something swooping in and taking you by surprise. You're not expecting this. I feel like in many respects, you've been doing a lot of internal work in the love department. You've been closing old cycles. I think intuitively you feel like somebody's coming in. It might come in faster than you think, okay? It's going to come in when you're actually not looking for it, which is kind of funny because right now we're doing a reading. Now you're going to be looking for it. Try to just like put it aside. Keep doing what you've been doing, okay? But I do feel like somebody's coming in here and they're going to come in real fast, okay? And there's some communication that gets started here. It's got vibes of like a love that takes you by storm, okay? And again, I think you've been just sort of kind of like looking out toward your future, thinking about what you want to create for yourself moving forward romantically. You might have also been kind of like just seeing what's out there, maybe like testing the waters, you know, kind of getting out and about, meeting some new people. But I do feel like you're not taking any major moves right now because you're still trying to find your balance. And I do think that that is related to a particular connection where you felt like sort of star-crossed with this person. It was like two ships passing in the night. You might sort of feel like, well, in a different lifetime, you know, it would have worked out with this individual, all right? But I do feel like you will find your balance, okay? And that's when this is going to come rushing in and take you by surprise. It's got that vibe, okay? Somebody who is going to express themselves emotionally, somebody you'll connect with emotionally. I feel like there will really be an action taken in this situation on your part come the fall, all right? This person might really want to move things forward quickly, I think, because they'll just, you know, they'll be feeling the vibe with you, but I think that might feel a little unsettling to you. You might be really concerned about pushing things forward too fast. Okay, let me get some more details. Yeah, a lot of people are getting this. Okay, basis of the matter about 2 months from now. Okay, so Leo season does seem to be a time. This has been coming in for a bit when a lot starts to pop off. I feel like this is when the sun starts to shine through for you. Somebody comes in. This could be somebody with a strong Taurus placement. This could be somebody that, you know, holds an important key to your future with the Hierophant here, all right? I also feel like this is somebody who might have been married in the past, okay? They might have been married before, but they're not in a marriage now. They're now free. Yeah, it looks like they ended something. Could be you are in the process of ending something as well. I could see that. You could be ending a marriage and now you're free to move forward in a new direction, okay? Which might have you kind of excited too, especially if you felt like your connection was just sort of like, you know, it was sort of time's up on that. You were really ready for something new. I think especially, you know, sexually ready for something new. I do feel like you got an option coming in. It might come in like around Leo season, and I see by the fall you're taking an action on it. There is definitely something here that was closed out. I mean, I think you just dealt with a situation that is just like it didn't really light your fire. In fact, you were really burned out by the end of this connection. It might have been a connection that you were in for security reasons, you know, but this relationship just, it didn't have the fire that you were looking for, okay? Whoever's coming in here, they light your fire. And there's also a real like deep connection here for both of you. I feel in a certain way, you both really prize freedom, okay? And I think you're also in a place where you really, you know, appreciate that freedom of exploration in the bedroom, all right? I think this connection has a lot of heat, all right? It has a lot of heat. And you may want to dive into that, but there also might be a part of you that's nervous about that, okay? Yeah, I do feel like you're not ready for this yet, though, okay? There's still something that you're in the process of closing out. And for some of you, you're closing out a really significant committed relationship, right? And there's something here that it's all about you really staying connected to your personal sense of worth and value. There's something you've learned here, right? You've definitely been doing a lot of intense spiritual work. There's been a lot of growth here. I think you are processing the disappointment of that, but I think you do know. I do feel like intuitively you sense that there's something else for you on the other side of this. And some of you already have the idea where you want to go, you know? You have an idea of where you want to go. Whatever this is that you're leaving behind, though, you invested a lot of yourself in it. You invested a lot of time and energy in it. And for some of you, that was your healing process. You know, your last connection really did a number on you. And it's taken you quite a bit of time just to process that, you know, to feel like you were ready. You really needed to go into hermit mode, right? Some of you could have been dealing with Virgo, all right? I mean, did you deal with a Gemini? This came up in Geminis too. It's pretty wild, totally different deck. So this is very unusual, but we got the Seven of Swords here. So yeah, lying, cheating, stealing. Also recognizing within yourself certain sabotaging patterns, the way that maybe you would throw yourself kind of recklessly into connections, because you are a very like passionate person, you know. You are a very passionate person. You feel things very deeply. And your passion is different, you know? It boils, it's steamy, you know what I'm saying, with your water element there. And it takes a special kind of someone to crack the code for you. It takes a lover with a slow hand. All right. Maybe you had somebody that was just too quick, you know, to get it in for your speed. I have to say, you wanted a little more sensuality. Okay, I feel like you're going to get that, right? This is somebody that you've really been like sending up prayers for. You want this kind of a love connection. You want somebody who will take their time with you, and you want somebody who you know, also has a spiritual side. I feel like that's very important to you. You're wanting something that's a little different, you know, a little other level, less mundane, and you're holding out for that. And I think you feel it intuitively. It's coming in very strongly. Your energy coming in very strongly here. You feel it intuitively, you know? This is like a soul connection that you can sense is coming in for you. And I think that's why you've been working so hard on just like balancing out this old connection you have. You know that there's kind of like stuff you had to karmically settle at that south node before you could transform all that fate into your destiny and actually be ready and receptive. Because I think you knew, like, if I don't really clear this out, I'm going to totally sabotage anything that comes my way. All right. Let's see. Very interesting. What's after this? Yeah, look at this. There's something that really is going to, like, you know, have you celebrating here with the Six of Wands. This looks good. Okay. Give me more details about this for Cancer. It's a lot of very spiritual connection, a lot of spiritual growth here. You may also like really teach each other a lot spiritually. It was 14:14 on the clock. 5:5, okay, 10. All right, so you are closing a new cycle. Interesting. I said you're closing a new cycle. That's interesting. Maybe you thought you were going to start anew with somebody that you had a connection with before, and then you realized once you revisited it that it wasn't what you thought it would be. And you realized, if I stay invested in this connection, it's just going to be a sabotaging influence. And so it's something that maybe it really drew you in because it was a bit of an intoxicating connection. It may have been a connection that was more based on, like, there was like a real karmic spiritual connection there. Like there was something you really had to resolve with each other on that level. Might have even been held over, you know, from past lives. There was a lot of lessons, really deep spiritual lessons you learned with this person. In some cases, there was even spiritual work, you know, that needed to be like cleared away in this connection. maybe one or both of you, you know, are adept in the occult arts. And so there could have been a little bit of that that was energetically holding you in a pattern where you felt like kind of just chained to this person. All right. I do think maybe you thought that you would kind of renew this connection at one point, and then in revisiting it and looking at it deeper and diving more deeply into yourself, you realize, no, it's not really a good idea to go into this direction because it'll really sabotage me. And so I feel like this is really good because with that Ace of Wands coming up in the fall, I feel like at that time, this action you take with this person coming in here, it's a connection where you're on an even playing field with this person. So you might have had a lot of push-pull dynamics with the lover you were with before, right? And this person that's coming in, they know how to hold their own power, and they know how to respect you holding yours as well. So I feel like you're really going to be in your power, which I like, okay? And this is somebody that's going to respect your position and what it took for you to get there, you know, to be in that place of self-ownership. I feel like this is somebody who will be able to share that power with you, which is really cool. Ooh, yes, look at this. We got the star, okay? So this is what you've hoped for. And yes, some of you are doing spiritual cleansing in relation to a past person right now. There may still be energetic ties there that you're sort of cleansing away. For some of you, where you know that this person works on that level, okay, where they're involved in the occult arts, you know that maybe this person had been doing some love workings on you, you know, and you've had to really clear that out. Some of you, I have to say, it is coming in. You might have engaged in a little astral action with each other, or perhaps you like to do some, you know, sex magic with each other. I have to say, okay, that could have played a role in your connection at one point. And sometimes if you work with somebody on that level, even though you're in agreement with each other on that level, it still can be quite a lot to untangle when you dissolve that contract. So I see that there's definitely a lot of like spiritual undercurrents to what you're clearing out here. And you're doing a lot of cleansing. You might want to really connect with your element around that. You might want to really do some spiritual cleansing baths, would be really good. And I suggest that maybe you look into doing like sweet baths too, like do the cleansing baths, sure, you know, and you can do that with something as simple as bay leaf, you know, make a bay leaf tea infusion, you know, steep it up for, you know, like 13 minutes and add it to your bath water or do it as a crown pour over. That's a great way to just simply cleanse. But then you might want to follow it up with like some sweet baths, okay, where you bring in more of a blessing energy, like cleansing away the old energy, yes, but also like bringing in the sweetness and the blessing after you do the cleansing, all right? So I see you doing a lot of like spiritual cleansing work, very, very much so. And I think right now you're okay. You're okay being in this place of self-reflection. You know you're in a deep healing process, but you also know that there is happiness up ahead for you. I think you feel it. I think you're very aware that you got a new beginning in love coming in. You can feel somebody on the horizon. And you're absolutely correct about that. Okay, this looks really good. King of Cups to Queen of Cups. I mean, two people emotionally available, ready to, you know, ready to go all the way there. And it looks like it's a passionate connection too. It's a steamy connection. It's got that fire you've been looking for. All right, this looks good, I have to say. So a little bit more healing. I see this really developing in the fall. The fall may be when you actually like, you know, consummate this relationship. You might meet this person more around Leo season. I think you're actually going to have a lot of opportunities coming your way. I see that, okay? I think a lot of people are going to find you attractive. A lot of people find you desirable. I think you're going to be kind of holding some people back. You might have a lot of people approaching you that just sort of like want to hook up, you know? And you're really like, no, you know, I want more than that. And there might have been one time when you did entertain that kind of action, but I do feel like I'm really getting this. You're looking for something more deep, more soulful. You want more of a like a spiritual connection. Somebody who can like really like go there with you, you know? I could see you even like wanting somebody who would be like willing to, you know, learn about tantra with you, you know? This has got this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Cancer. Look at this. Look at this. For real. Look at your magician is coming. You're manifesting each other. Look at this. Wow. You're calling each other in. It's like no joke. I think you feel each other and you're calling each other in. Your magician is going to come your way. That's why you're feeling it, man. You could be dealing with an Aries. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. Aquarius came in pretty strong. You could be dealing with a Cancer like yourself, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Leo, a Cancer Leo cusper. Okay. Wow. This is a deep connection. This is a potent connection. This is a soulmate. You may even meet this person at some kind of like spiritual gathering, okay? I don't know. Maybe you go to some kind of like summer solstice event, or maybe you're somewhere having fun, you know, maybe you're at a concert or some kind of festival, something like that. You meet this person, and there's something about this person. They just like, they wake up that young part of you. It's got like the kind of like puppy love vibes, you know? It like sets off the butterflies in the stomach. I like this. This is nice. Let me do a cut of the deck. We're not gonna mess with this. This looks really good. This is the truth. This is the truth. Ace of Swords, okay? And I do feel like this will really develop a very solid, like deep, soulful connection. And then I think by the time you hit winter this year, there's going to be a declaration of love here. And look, this person is your balance. How beautiful is that? Temperance here. Okay, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Wow, really beautiful. And it has everything to do with the fact that you stopped. I love this. What beautiful energy. It has everything to do with the fact that you stopped accepting offers that just didn't cut it, were beneath you. Instead, you said, no, I'm not going to take the empty cups anymore. I'm going to hold out. I'm going to focus on my healing. I'm going to wait until it really feels right. And I think you needed to do that because you had too much of that coming at you. You had too many offers that had come your way that seemed promising, but ended up being nothing but an illusion. And it's because of your ability to really invest in yourself, trust what your intuition was telling you, that you are transforming the past. And I also see you just really leveling up in your energy. You're much stronger than you used to be. Some of you are Cancer, Leo cuspers, but Leo season is very significant for you, okay? There's really something beautiful coming in here, and it's going to be a source of celebration for you. Again, I really feel like you're going to meet this person somewhere where it's like a festive atmosphere. So you're either going to be at like a concert or some kind of festival, maybe a party, some kind of event. I feel like that's when you connect with this person and you're going to feel it like right away. It's one of those things that is like, whoa, it kind of like takes you by surprise, you know? It takes you by surprise. And it looks like it continues to develop and quite potently. You'll see by winter this year where you're at in your love life is going to be a much different place than where you've been. Oh man, that looks so good, man. Enjoy.